How is it going today, Lord? Let's come. My name is Dwayne.
My name's Jazz.
We're Dwayne and Jazz. Today we have for you Aang versus Edward Elric. Avatar versus Fullmetal Alchemist.
See now,
Death
this
battle.
one I'm gonna be torn because I like
I
both.
love both.
So I don't know because on one hand you have Aang that could do all the elements versus Edward,
Fullmetal
where he
Alchemist.
could, do alchemy and create that stuff too. So it's like I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Edward Elric. I feel like you're an Aang type of person. So
Well, whichever one you go with, I'll just go with the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you guys have any reaction requests, please follow us on social media. Anything like this, don't forget to subscribe. Let's dive on it. First time.
Make up every aspect
Oh,
of
the
the
Fifth
world
Element.
we live
I love
in,
that
and no
movie.
average
That was a good movie.
Yes.
But somehow these kids can master them with a vengeance.
No. Oh wait.
The Avatar.
And
saw
Edward
the
Elric, the
yellow
Fullmetal Alchemist. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and
No,
skills
Brotherhood
to
was
find
so
out
good.
who would win
Brotherhood was
a
amazing.
death battle.
I love Scar.
Scar was amazing.
Water,
Reconstruct and deconstruct.
earth, fire,
Air.
air.
Heart.
Left planet was
All
my.
nations lived in harmony, and some of their citizens could even learn
I
to
never
bend
watched
their
it.
nation's element. But only the Avatar could master all four.
Yes.
And it's their duty to protect the balance between these nations.
And since there's always got to be an avatar around, a new one is born whenever the last one dies.
But everything changed when
When
the
the Fire
Fire
Nation
Nation
attacked.
Attempting to conquer the other three nations, the Avatar would inevitably be their greatest obstacle.
He sucked.
Man, they'd even go after a kid.
Living among the air nomads, Aang was an energetic and dutiful 12 years old when he learned of his destiny. He was the newest incarnation of the Avatar.
But he totally wussed out, ran away from home, and got frozen in ice for 100 years. What the hell? That's not what I'd do if I found out I was an awesome elemental badass. I'd definitely find a way to make money off that.
Boomstick, he's 12.
Right. 12 at the time.
But running
'cause
away actually
it
saved
continued
his
when
life,
he got,
as the
older.
Fire Nation knew the next Avatar would be an air nomad and slaughtered them all in a horrific surprise attack.
But
He was
the
the
poor
last
kid
one.
wouldn't be stuck in ice forever. He was eventually rescued by some new friends and began his quest to learn the other elements and save the world. And as an air nomad, he can really bend the wind to his will.
He can use air bending to create whirlwinds and tornadoes or slice through
Everything.
solid stone.
And he can fly. Whee!
Well, it's not exactly flying, Boomstick. What he
It's like
actually does
soaring.
is manipulate the air currents to keep aloft. That's why he carries a glider, complete with snacks.
Oh, well, I'm not sure that'll come in handy.
I liked when he had
Whatever,
that
if it looks like a
haircut.
duck
Yeah.
and sounds like a duck,
Well, I mean,
it's
before
a
he didn't
duck.
have hair, but.
Or I guess flying avatar guy.
But ducks actually can fly. Anyway, Aang can use air in pretty much every aspect of his life. Like for shields, increasing his speed, improving agility, adjusting his body temperature, and even focusing his breath to use as an attack.
After he learned waterbending from Paku and Katara, Aang can make
Man,
whips,
I love the Water
knives,
Nation.
and literal tsunamis. Hey, I can do that too. Just give me a pool and watch this cannonball fly.
We
Yeah.
gotta rewatch
Now,
this,
waterbender.
man.
Yeah, I missed some episodes,
Waterbenders
but I
can
know what
also
happened.
manipulate
Yeah.
steam
Yeah.
and ice.
Just like how I, the great waterbender Boomstick the Wet, will use my powers to swim through this frozen block.
You what?
Yep. Waterbending 101.
Might want to use fire
You
first,
can be
and that's
jealous.
it.
Oh wow, I'm just bursting with envy.
Bending powers activate! Ah!
Exactly.
Ha! Success!
Like airbending, waterbending requires a nearby source of water to use, like a pond or a filled bottle.
Yes.
The same goes for earthbending, which Aang learned from his mentor Toph.
She was a
Earthbending is all
savage.
about
Yes.
throwing rocks at people and a bunch of
learned to
other cool
bend
stuff,
metal.
like making walls and
It was just
earthquakes
a
and
lot.
causing the ground to swallow you up, which is kind of creepy, actually.
Last but certainly not least, Aang learned the art of firebending from his longtime rival,
Zuko.
Prince Zuko. Unlike the other arts, firebenders can actually create fire to use at will.
And his sister was
Firebending is
evil.
so goddamn
Yes.
powerful. It's even got the deadliest bending technique of all, shooting lightning.
Well, only the most advanced firebenders can cast lightning, which is usually an instant kill move. While
Yeah.
he never learned the move itself, he has learned how to redirect it through his body.
But even after learning the 4 elements, Aang got to meet one last master
Oh, I
bender.
remember
Who
that.
taught him the art of manipulating a person's life energy.
Yes.
The purest form of bending.
It's super dangerous though, and one mistake could tear up Aang's soul.
And with it, Aang defeated the Fire Lord and brought peace to the world at large.
Oh, this show is
Well,
so
with
good.
that
Show is
and with
very
his
good.
super form, the Avatar State.
In the Avatar state, Aang's bending abilities grow immensely powerful. This is because the Avatar state lets Aang draw upon the power and wisdom of all previous Avatar incarnations.
Yeah.
Though it is extremely risky, as dying while in the Avatar state ends the cycle of reincarnation permanently.
Why would he care if he's dead anyway? Whatever. The coolest thing about the Avatar State is it makes you glow like this.
Oh my
That
god.
looks like
How
he
are
might
you
be
doing
sick.
that?
Oh, I drank a bunch of glow sticks.
Oh my
You
god.
need to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like right now.
My liver's processed way worse than this.
Oh, alcohol.
Well, with or without the Avatar state, Aang is plenty powerful. He has the ability to move gigantic stone columns and
Raised
even carve
35.7
canyons around the
million tons
entire
of
city.
water.
Not only has he survived hits from earthbending kings and massive explosions, he threw this gigantic column of rock at the Fire Lord.
To get the column's mass, we compared Aang's height against it and determined it must weigh 9,500 tons.
Aang's super fast too. With airbending, he can run on water.
Which, given his size, requires a movement speed
I
of
remember
well
that
over
episode.
67 miles per hour.
He used airbending to block a giant column-destroying explosive attack from the best-named character on the show, Combustion Man!
And he's proven he could redirect lightning from the Fire Lord himself. Taking into account the distance between them and how far Aang's arm
Lightning's
That
fast,
fight was
yeah.
lit.
he would have to react at least 155 times faster than sound.
He is pretty unused to violence, though. I mean, he's a
He's a
vegetarian.
monk. I think he's a monk.
He's a monk,
Yeah.
yeah.
But while he may seem like just a kid, Aang still saved the world and led it into a peaceful future. To him, bending is elementary.
Oh my god.
If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear.
Your show was too good for Nickelodeon. It was too good.
Alchemists
It
of
was too
old
good.
once tried to turn lead into gold with not great results. But in the country of Amestris, the ancient science of alchemy is actually possible by using the Earth's natural energy to reshape the
he was
molecular
amazing.
structure of various objects.
Armstrong.
Let's
Oh,
throw in a circle thingy.
Scar.
A transmutation circle, which most alchemists use except for the youthful prodigy, Edward Elric.
Oh, what a little badass.
Careful, Boomstick, he's a bit touchy about
Right.
this.
Short.
Hey, if I lost
for
my
eight?
mom like
I'm
he
taller
did,
than him.
I'd get mad at the little
Yeah.
stuff
Oh
my
too.
God.
But Ed and
Good
his
boy.
brother Alphonse
Yeah.
figured they could bring her back with alchemy. So they went for it. But
And it
things
went
went
wrong.
south real fast.
Yeah.
Well, people
Whole
say
brother
they give an
gone.
arm and a leg for something. Well, Ed literally did. And poor Al lost his whole body. Luckily, Ed managed to stick his brother's soul in a suit of armor. But still, yikes.
yeah.
This
That
Yeah.
horrible experience has forever marked the two brothers.
There's so
No
many
one
times
is
I was
meant
about to
to
cry
transmute
with
the
them
human
too.
soul, and the boys were lucky just to escape with their lives.
But he got something good out of it, like super secret knowledge, including how to do alchemy without a circle thingy. He just has to clap instead. So, worth it?
With these new abilities,
Yeah.
Ed and Alphonse began their quest to restore their bodies. Specifically, they sought the incredible power of a
The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh
believing
man.
it to be their only chance. Eventually, Ed joined the military, and thanks to his amazing potential, he was named by the Fuhrer the
Fullmetal
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Alchemist.
Wait, what? Adolf Hitler?
Oh
Nah, it's just Bradley. He's okay.
No.
Until he isn't.
no, he's
Right.
not.
Hitler's-
He
Also,
was
since
okay
Ed
until he
lost
found
a
out he
couple
was
legs,
rap.
he got them
Yeah.
replaced with automail. Kinda like my leg.
Automail is made from incredibly durable metal, ranging from his original steel one, to a gas-powered one, to his best
lot of
version consisting of a mix of aluminum and carbon. Apart from being durable metal prosthetics, Ed's automail limbs function just like normal ones. He can even reshape his arm as a weapon.
So we can turn it into swords and saws and stuff, increase its durability by hardening its makeup, or turn it into an umbrella. Ah, truly a limb of many talents.
But at the end of the day, Ed's true talent lies not in sword fighting or umbrella holding, but the art of alchemy.
He can do all sorts of crazy things with all the elements. He can basically make anything he wants,
Yeah.
like spears and shields.
So long
Pretty
as
much.
he follows the rule of equivalent exchange. Anything created with alchemy must have a source of equal value, and cannot be made fundamentally different. For example, lead can be molded into a statue, but it cannot be turned into water. Other than that, there are 3 principles needed to use alchemy well. Comprehension,
Which means you gotta understand what the thing you're using is made of.
destruction,
Breaking stuff down.
and reconstruction.
Put stuff back together.
Ed is only limited by the materials at hand and his imagination. At his full potential, he can do almost anything. He can purify water, create ammonium gas from ammonium nitrate, repair entire houses, and transform a gun into a trumpet.
Don't you ever try and do that with any of my guns. Anyway, Ed's also learned destruction alchemy, which does exactly what you think it does.
Destruction.
Make a big ol' kaboom. Ed's used it to destroy stuff like automail, but it can also be used to explode people's heads.
So, using destruction alchemy, Ed should be able to destroy something like this on a molecular level.
Ha! Or you can just do that.
Anyway, with all of his abilities, Ed has done some incredibly impressive things.
Not only has he blocked gunfire from a Gatling gun
Transmuted
after
Greed's
it started
body.
firing,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
dodged
yeah.
a pistol from nearly
Greed was
point-blank
one of my
range.
favorite
Yeah,
scenes
Greed-
His
oh.
automail arm
in the
even took
show.
a bite
Yeah.
from a lion-headed chimera. It was totally fine.
Assuming this chimera has a similar bite force to that of a real lion, that means Ed's arm stood up to a force of 1,000 pounds per square inch.
He's
Ooh.
created a
His regular arm
gigantic
that would've
cannon
been chopped
and then
off.
survived
Yeah.
that cannon exploding while he was standing on it. And then he survived being on top of a huge boulder exploding too.
We can measure the boulder's explosion against Ed's size to get an approximate energy output. With a radius of 36 feet, this blast must have been equivalent to over 100 tons of TNT.
How's that for equivalent exchange, bitches? He also survived an explosion that took out most of a 10-story building.
Even apart from being tough, Ed has shown considerable strength when using alchemy.
Like when he created a gigantic golem to crush his opponent.
By measuring the size of the stone golem's thumb, comparing it to the size
thumb?
of the average human's thumb, and using that scale to estimate the size of the golem, that gives us an estimated weight of over 3,000 metric tons.
All this without any philosopher's
Oh.
stone. Because it
boy.
turns out those things
Man.
are really messed
Really
up.
powerful.
Really messed
Philosopher's
up.
stones
Yeah.
are extremely powerful and can be used in many different ways. Kimberly the Crimson Lotus Alchemist, for example, used one to create a massive explosion equal to 157 kilotons of TNT. However, it turns out that these stones are composed of
Of human
imprisoned
soul.
human souls.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Ed and Al vowed to avoid them on principle. Although Ed can boost his alchemic power in a similar manner by drawing
Refuses.
on his own life force, increasing his potential at the cost of shortening his lifespan. But that's what Ed ultimately had to learn, what it truly means to let something go.
And wasn't that
so
supposed
he
to be like
found
a
another
version
way
of
to
God?
revive Al's
Yeah.
body,
I think.
sacrificing
Yeah.
his own power for the sake of family.
Aw, what a nice guy. But all in all, so long as Ed knows what he's trying to transmute, he's an amazing force to be reckoned with.
Now let's go home
Oh,
together.
when I saw him all like skinny and like malnourished, and
Yeah.
you see his nails long, his hair
Right.
long, I was like, oh.
All right, the
I
combatants
can't.
are set
It's
to
time.
run the data through all possibilities.
But we already know
But
you
first,
got
thanks to Blue
Edward.
Apron.
Death battle time. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh.
Sorry, Momo. You're just too little.
I love Momo.
Little? Who are you calling a pipsqueak, you stupid
Hey,
Harris?
what are you talking
Right.
to?
Nobody?
I'll show you!
Ooh.
And that's a funny way to start a fight.
Yeah, it
What
is.
you call it little? Got you. Aang is like, I'm little too, I'm 12.
Right.
I don't know, maybe Edward might lose because he has to go like that every time.
We gonna
He has
see.
to do something.
We're gonna see. Water.
Redirected.
Right. Missed.
You know, there are actually a lot of advantages to being short. Like, you'll never hit your head on door frames, and, I'm still growing! Now I gotcha.
Nope.
Stone.
Stone.
Ah! Oh no! I'm sorry!
Classic Mr. Action.
Aang is so sweet. He's
I know.
fighting them, and then if he gets them, he's like, I'm sorry.
Damn it!
He's like, what?
Oh, remember that?
Yeah.
How's this for small?
Oh god. Well,
Oh, he's
the
just
break
gonna,
it.
yeah.
What kind of alchemy is that?
Not alchemy.
Bending.
Right. Well, they
Oh.
both do a form of bending, so I guess that's why.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, no more clappy magic.
See, I'm like, if he,
Oh, that's an automail.
Okay, that doesn't hurt him.
No, my cabbages!
Yeah.
They included him too. He always,
Uh-oh.
no matter where that man was.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Avatar state. Oh no, was it? No, that wasn't
Now he's
Avatar
just
state.
fencing him.
Oh.
Nice try, Shorty!
Uh-oh, but he's gonna redirect it though. Or he could. Oh, never mind. I thought he was
No,
gonna
he didn't go Avatar state. I
state.
thought he was gonna go Avatar state.
Can't believe that worked.
Not over
Nope.
yet. There it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, now before
There's
the power's
Avatar
up.
state. There it is.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, remember his voice changed
Yup.
too? And one of his arms is gone, so it's like...
I know.
Least I'm taller than you.
No! Are you serious?
He didn't care if he lost. He said at least I'm taller.
Oh my god!
Or
I mean,
I guess.
Ed
And
may
he
have
can do
been
a
more
lot.
quick-witted and inventive,
So.
and he certainly had more combat experience. But Aang's bending abilities were far more versatile and readily available
He
than
said
combat.
Aang would have gained more
Yeah,
combat
man, had
experience
cool
than
stuff
Ed
like
once he
cannons
entered the
and gun
Avatar
trumpets,
state.
but
Yeah.
Aang was fast enough to react to lightning, which is way faster than dodging a measly bullet.
Recall how Ed survived an explosion that destroyed most of a 10-story building. By examining the size of the building and thus the volume
Ed
of the
was
conical
shielded from the
explosion, this
blast
blast must
by
have
his
equaled
father.
about 30 kilotons
Oh,
of
and
TNT.
That's cool. But he did way more when he carved up a circle around that city in Avatar State.
Oh
The force to
yeah.
blast such a huge ravine around the city of Udao was a massive undertaking. By measuring the width,
I'm not mad
length,
at it.
and depth
I'm
of
just
the
mad at
area
the
How it
of
ended.
this
how it
vast
ended.
city,
Yeah.
we found it would take almost 160 kilotons of TNT to pull that off.
More than 5 times greater than Ed's best durability feat. So Aang definitely had the stuff to crush Ed's automail arm and the rest of him.
Granted, Ed could reach this sort of power by sacrificing his life force.
Yeah.
Remember Kimblee's explosion, the one empowered by a Philosopher's Stone, a blast worth 157 kilotons of TNT?
Huge.
That's almost identical to Aang's feat. And theoretically, Ed could have been capable of this level of power. Theoretically. However, a Philosopher's Stone uses many souls, while Ed could only draw from his one. Not to
True.
mention, drawing
I
from his
guess
own
so.
life force meant his power-up had a very short and dangerous duration limit compared to the Avatar state, which has no such limit. But
He
even
can
so,
do it whenever.
Ed's tactics and
Yeah.
creativity kept him in the fight.
I guess that makes
Yet the
sense.
Avatar's speed, power, and versatility was too much for him. Aang may be a pacifist in canon and would hardly kill anyone, but
He don't
unleashing
want
his
to,
full
but he
power
would.
is a sight to behold.
Just when Ed thought he had the hang of it, he alchemist
Oh my
the mark.
Oh god.
The winner is
Stop.
Avatar Aang.
Oh, I can't be mad at
Thanks for
that.
watching this episode of
Avatar
Death Battle.
could
If you
have
want
been
the battle
shown,
music for yourself, you can get it by
shown,
clicking the link down below.
Adult Swim
And if you
or
like to see
Toonami,
some more
I
battle
think.
and
I think
Yeah.
that would have
make
been
sure
a
to
better
click the
home.
link over there.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
isn't it like a lot of hold on, we'll see
That's
what
right.
Oh, Ghost Rider versus I don't know who that is.
I forgot he was on definitely okay. Lobo.
Lobo.
Who
was
he was on Justice League.
I probably didn't
That's
watch
where I
that
remember
episode.
him. That's why I remember him from
I
Justice
probably
League.
didn't watch that episode.
Like
I didn't
Lobo,
watch that
nah,
bad.
Lobo, you know, whatever. I mean, so I don't know who's hyped for Lobo. I'm hyped for Ghost Rider, of
Hey,
course.
See now the movie.
No,
for
let's
Ghost
not
Rider.
talk about. Let's not. Don't even.
I was gonna say.
Don't even talk about the movie.
But,
But no, as far as Aang versus Edward, I mean,
Aang has like unlimited power that he could.
yeah, I'm not really super mad at it. It was just funny the way he
Like,
said, at least I'm
obviously
taller
taller.
than you. Like, that was like funny.
Like he wasn't even calling you out in the first place.
Right.
He was literally playing with Momo.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh, you call little?" Like,
Hey, you got a little.
like what?
Yeah. Anyway, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think.
Don't forget to like
Subscribe
and
to
share.
see some more.
Deuces.